Hi, Tori, Jackie again, and I'm making you a second quick video on Google Scholar. I don't know if you've used that before. It's Google, but it focuses on scholarly work. And just because I thought maybe this would be a little bit more useful for your topic, I don't always show students Google Scholar for a couple reasons. But we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So it's in that same place. Instead of top library databases, you would click on Google Scholar. And just to let you know, oh sorry, I make you click on it again. You can also just get there by going to scholar.google.com. You don't have to, do anything more complicated than that. I guess I'll just say quickly why I often don't show this database, Google Scholar, to students is it can be really overwhelming to students. It can be complicated because a lot comes back. But also what you run into is it'll find articles for you, but unlike the library databases where everything's full text and freely available, here in Google Scholar you might find great stuff, but you might get to a point where you hit what's called a paywall, which means, oh sure, you can have this article, but you're going to have to pay $20 for it or something like that. If you do use this, if you do find an article that you want, but it's asking you to pay, don't pay. We do have a service called Interlibrary Loan, which I'll show you, and we can request this article for you for free. The caveat there is it takes sometimes up to a week to get it to you. So yeah, so Google Scholar, great, but there's some hitches with it. But anyway, it is very helpful. You can see I tried a couple sample searches here, gaming and deaf and game design and deaf, just to see what would come up. So we'll start with this one. And it has some nice features. One thing you can do is, limit your date range. If you want to include patents, you could, or disinclude. I think that's helpful. Usually anything you see from ed.gov, that's going to be available freely. So, because it's, published via a government site. But same thing, you browse through the titles and see what might be interesting to you. So games accessibility for deaf people, if that's more of your topic. Let's click on page 2 here. Oh, this is one that I thought was kind of cool. Adventure games as deaf education tools. So this one, when I clicked here, this one was actually, I think, available freely. I was kind of surprised. But when I click here, it's asking me to download this PDF file. And I can just open it up like this. And, unlike the databases, it doesn't have the citation tools or anything like that. But here's the article, regardless. And you can see it's really scholarly. They have a method. They have the results, the details here of what they took a look at. But their primary research question was the game or multimedia treatment or intervention successful in teaching students vocabulary, recognition, or acquisition of facts? So, if that's, interesting to you, this article might be very useful. I'm going to close out of here. But going back, just to find you one. So you can see it's kind of, there's so much information. Interesting. I'm just wondering if any of these things, computer-mediated communication used by deaf or hard of hearing students, maybe. Transfer knowledge and skills from computer gaming to non-digital real-world context. Okay, well that might be interesting. Click here. And in this case, oh, this is actually coming from a Google book. Oh, so I'm glad to show you this as an example. It can show you how. Here it is. There's some pages missing, but you actually might find some interesting things in here. So that's another look. Let's go back and actually change our search because I think you've got that. So let me go back. Oh, and in fact, I can change the search up here. I didn't type in hard of hearing or anything like that. I just really stuck with these two search terms. But let's say, for example, this looked really great. They were looking at, or American Sign Language recognition in game development for deaf children, or this one looked really good to me too. But this is where you run into a paywall or get this article, but you can see a little shopping cart. So I just have a feeling when I click on get this article, Yeah, there it is. They want me to pay. No. But if you really want it, let me show you what you would do next. You would kind of, keep this information in another tab, so keep it right here. And then you might go back to our library page, and under, again, back to services and support, borrow from another library. Well, in this case, you'd be borrowing from WorldCat. So you can request it directly through WorldCat, or you can really, oh, looks like we're having a login problem. What you can do is just email us the citation information. So what I would have you do is just under contacts, so pretend you didn't see any of that because that looks like it's not working. And then under here, where you have all of our contact information, email this cat, Adam Sims. He's our technical services assistant. If you email him and request that article, he will request it for you. Another library will send it to us via PDF, and then we'll email you the PDF. So it will end up in your email box in a couple days. So I just wanted to point out Google Scholar really quick in case there's a little bit more for you there. Don't pay for anything. Number one thing, don't pay for anything. Just email Adam and he'll get it for you. Okay. All right, but we could definitely do some more searching for organizations and such. But I'm hoping between the databases and Google Scholar you find enough. So anyway, but again, just let me know if you need more help.